Why gamers hate NFTs in their games. For starters, they hate NFTs because it's freaking expensive, you know? If you want to transfer one NFT item that you've obtained in a game and transfer it to a different player or a different game that's connected in the same crypto network, let's say, it might cost them anywhere between 1 cent to up to $10. Who knows? So it's heavily dependent on the tech, but regardless, it costs money to transfer items. That is an expense and people don't like that. A second reason is that they don't see the value of NFTs in games. Sure, you can have your items or whatever and you own it and you can transfer it, but generally gamers just want to play their game and have fun in it and don't have to worry about trading in their items in and out. Generally speaking, they just don't want to deal with, let's say, business or marketing or all of those, you know, sales and stuff like that when they just want to enjoy playing their game. A third reason is that NFTs, or at least gamers, don't think that you own the NFTs that you get from a game. And that's because, as we've learned over the years, or even initially for those who were there from the get-go, is that you don't actually have the files of the, let's say, in-game item like a sword or a shield that you get in the game. It's more so as a identification number or letters or combination or a link to lead to a media file. So you don't actually own the item, you just own a receipt of that item. And that's why they don't think it's a genuine thing. You don't actually own the item. A fourth reason is having NFTs or like items that you own from a game be in a speculative market where you don't know the price of one item that you have, and so it might go up, might go down, and you really don't want to deal with like purchasing an item and don't know its actual price or like a stable price for it, and it's just a headache to them. The sixth reason is the lack of interoperability. What that means is that if you get an NFT item from one game, so supposedly you have that item from that game and you can sell it and buy it or whatever or transfer it, you aren't able to actually transfer that item from the game you got it from to a different game. For example, if you got an NFT item you got a NFT gun, let's say, from Call of Duty, you can't necessarily be able to transfer it to Battlefield because Battlefield is using a different blockchain tech than Call of Duty. So that also adds to the reason of how NFTs are useless in the eyes of gamers. The seventh reason is that it's just too complex. People don't get the idea of how NFTs work and if they actually own it and how to actually transfer it from one game to another or from one game to another from the same company, and how to sell it, how to buy it, what's the price, what if something goes wrong. Currently, at least, it's too complex for general gamers to have a willingness to even learn about it. And the eighth reason is related to the previous one, which is limited accessibility. And by that I mean currently to use NFTs in terms of actually using them from like transferring them from one game to another or from one person to another, it also requires you to have knowledge about cryptocurrency in general, knowing how to deal with the fees, knowing what coin you need to get, dealing with the wait time. So you also need to have knowledge and use cryptocurrencies and able to use an NFT. The last two reason is related to legality. On one sense, there's a lack of regulation at the moment. It's increasing over time, but there's concerns about, let's say, taxes and what if the NFT price goes up? Does that imply that you're going to have to pay even more taxes for it? So on and so forth. And the last reason being the legal system surrounding NFTs is vague, and so a lot of people are even scared to touch the thing, let alone just gamers. So they avoid it to just avoid any potential headaches. And that's 10 reasons why gamers hate NFTs in games. There's probably a lot more reasons why gamers hate NFTs, and I probably missed a bunch or perhaps the main point. So if you have your own reasons why you don't want to deal with NFTs, definitely mention it to me so that others can know about it. And if you feel like defending on these points, then feel free also to share your thoughts about them as well. In which case, see you next time.